Hey, good morning.
Morning, everybody. Morning, Mark.
Good morning, Mike. It is Sunday, October 12th somehow. I feel like it was June yesterday.
Yeah, this year is flying by.
This year is crazy fast. so, let me give it a minute before we get too hardcore into things. Son of a Crayon Slayer, good morning. Um, we've had what, 2 weeks off
Yeah, I
or
think it's been
three?
about 2 weeks.
Yeah,
Did we do a Joe Lanta follow up?
I don't remember. I've talked about it so much. And I was
Yeah,
a guest on a couple of podcasts where I definitely talked about it, and now I don't remember. I guess we couldn't have. I
yeah,
don't
that
think
was
so. No, because we
yeah, that
we
was 2 weeks
gone to
ago.
dinner and I posted some pictures of that,
Okay,
but um, nothing about like a new podcast episode. So
okay,
uh, yeah, so I guess let's talk about that.
yeah, yeah. Joe Lanta was good. Was it good for you?
It was great. I had a had an absolute blast. Great show. Like the floor was great. The vendors came out big time. Uh, Joe Lanta, like the thing you used to tell me was Joe Lanta was, kind of one of those 12-inch holdout shows,
Yeah,
and there was not a lot. There was 12-inch there, but it was definitely in the minority.
yeah.
Um,
I think now it has definitely switched over. Now that it's you know the big thing is the 12-inch collectors are they're aging out.
yeah,
I think that's very very true.
yeah, but yeah, great show. I know what I when people ask me about it. Hey, Nick Catronis. Um, I was helping out at the World War Hell booth. So that's Chris Scott's Kickstarter that funded back during Joe Fest. And he's not selling product. He had like some T-shirts and stuff, but he's not like selling figures. So like I didn't have a metric by which I could say, the show was a huge success or this or that. Um, but from where I sat, it was pretty damn good. Yeah,
Yeah, I think he got a lot of good press. I think he was talking it up a lot to people. I think there was a lot of interest in it. So it will be good. It will be good to see how that progresses.
so I spoke to uh, the guy over at Pete's Prints and Customs. So he was doing head scans, which is a thing that I do from time to time at shows. I didn't really do it. I guess technically I did scan for somebody, but I just use my phone. He's got like an actual decent scanner,
Oh
and
wow,
but it was cool because we were talking. Um, it's interesting because like he's done his thing in a vacuum, and I kind of did my stuff in a vacuum, and it was cool to kind of compare notes. So I think we'll probably try and get him on sometime soon to and
okay,
we'll talk about it. It's fun, you
oh that
know.
would be good.
Yeah, it's certainly not something that I love to. I don't love to do it. It
Hmm.
I I force myself to do it as a way to force myself to learn ZBrush,
Okay,
and it served that purpose. But it's so much work,
yeah,
and therein is the problem. Is like if you're just doing like one, yeah. If you're just doing one, that's kind of one thing. But when you start doing like 5, 10, 15, 20 of them, it's so much work. And my
yeah.
eyes are done. Like I like painting this stuff is so hard for me now just because my eyes are quitting on me. Uh,
Now, does he paint or does he just scan and
he
sculpt?
scans and sculpts,
Okay,
and I don't know. I didn't ask him like what his price point was or anything. Um, but like his the products look, they're certainly comparable to mine. They're good. I think he's got like recommendations or contacts. Like, if you need someone professional to paint this, reach out to this guy or this guy. I think
Okay.
uh, which which would be better than like me having to do it. So, you know, but yeah, I want to try and get him on. I think he's down for it. Yeah, good stuff. All right, it's more than just my mom watching now. So uh, let's move into the topic of the day.
Okay.
So I think most people have been getting their Budo figures, and he comes with this fantastic set of armor here.
Yeah.
Um, so Mike's idea was let's make I forget what it's called, but a stand for the armor.
Yoroi,
Yoroi?
I think. Yoroi.
Yeah.
So basically, what it is, uh, Japanese families do have a very specific way of displaying samurai armor, as they had in the feudal era. So there is a very distinct type of stand that holds the armor in a sitting position. So if you ever see, let me share real quick.
Speaking of sharing,
Hey, Artwann,
good
nice
morning.
Wardy,
morning.
let me in. Let me in. Okay. There you go.
Okay.
Excellent.
So I'm going to make Mike the main thing right now because he's going to show something.
Yep.
That's interesting. That's a little different.
Okay. So I just brought up a screen to
There you go.
share. There we go. So basically, this is the end result of the way that they do it. You've got the lower part and the shins. Obviously, anybody in the chat that knows this stuff, feel free to correct, because every single thing has a specific name. I have no idea what they are, but the lower portion of the armor and the shin guards line up with this box on the bottom. And then in the torso, there's a frame that holds the helmet and the top armor and the arm pieces in position. So it's a very stylized and traditional way of storing the armor. And I think since you can choose either way with the Budo figure, rather than just having a big pile of parts, I think it'd be cool to have a way to properly hold it all together. Kind of like that stupid rubber thing that came in the snake armor that every kid threw away.
It looked like pants.
Yes,
On it.
it did.
Yeah.
So that's basically the gist of it. And there is a I'm sharing the window there. There's a very specific look for it as for the underneath. So basically, the main part of it is this wooden piece here.
Actually,
There you go.
okay.
And that sits on top of the large box piece as well. So it kind of holds everything together.
Can you hit back real quick?
Sure, maybe.
Right below what you have selected, there's a good orthographic shot right there. Pull that up, please.
Okay.
Yeah. So I don't know how close we're going to be able to get to the stand. And I say this because Mike and I were talking about this before the show. Actual samurai armor is these different pieces that has to get kind of assembled onto the person / stand. Whereas we're dealing with some injection molded stuff that's like one flexible piece or a couple of flexible pieces. But we have to make the stand work with what we actually have. So
Yep.
that's kind of a big part. Like, actually building the stand is going to take 10-15 minutes.
Mm-hmm.
But figuring out how to build it in such a way that it'll work and we can actually get the armor on there, that's kind of the larger discussion. So like I like that orthographic shot, and if in a perfect world, if we had actual samurai armor, like it'd be real easy to just import that picture into Fusion and just basically trace it and extrude it, and poof, we'd be done. But it's just not going to be that simple.
So looks like a good start, though. Nice.
Yeah, it's a good, you know, gives us an idea of what we should be aiming for. So it'll kind of come down to the measurements.
Yeah.
Yeah, Mike opened his, so I've volunteered him to do the measuring for us today.
Yep.
Yeah. So why don't we go ahead and get the armor parts out, and we'll take a look at them,
Okay.
and we'll figure out where we're going from there.
Oh,
All right.
you all have your Budo already? I don't even have one yet.
Really? Really? Oh.
Jealous.
Well, it wasn't supposed to come out till December,
Mhm.
and then I had ordered mine through Amazon, and
It
just randomly showed up the other day.
I don't remember if I got mine from Pulse or Amazon. Maybe I got it from Amazon. Huh. All I know is that like a lot of stuff has been showing up.
Yeah.
I think kind of everyone, we were talking about that before too. Like there's a lot of stuff that wasn't supposed to be here till November, December, January, and it's just it's been showing up like crazy.
Yeah, it's some. I don't know if they weren't expecting. Let me step back. I know exactly what they did. They pushed everything to try to stay ahead of tariffs. Yeah. That's exactly what they did.
Yeah.
I am surprised they were able to pull so much through, but I bet they were pushing the factories, 24/7 to have product that would be the Christmas product in time to try to get ahead of the tariffs.
Makes sense.
Which is interesting. I'm curious where Budo.
But they also upped the prices of everything.
Yes. Yeah. Okay.
Like before the tariffs hit, they already raised the prices.
That's ridiculous. But so Budo is actually made in China.
Yeah.
Because I know we've all heard that Hasbro is doing a lot of transitioning to Vietnam, but apparently the classifieds have not moved that way yet.
Or the ones where I mean, you got to remember, like they started on this guy a year ago.
Yeah.
All right.
Well, I think what I've heard is that how everybody has not been able to get dial tone. I think dial tone is the first one that they tried to make in Vietnam.
Okay.
What are you basing that on? That makes sense. What are you basing?
Speculation. And dreaming. I think I had a dream about it.
Woman's intuition.
Woman's intuition, exactly. Ancient Chinese secret.
Yeah.
But that would actually make sense because
it makes a lot of sense. It makes a lot of sense. And honestly, if that's the case, like I can kind of forgive it too. Like,
yeah.
Like it's not easy to get a factory kind of up and running and get to the level of quality that us as the consumers demand. So, like if they're just going back and forth trying to get this guy dialed in, like so that things in the future can go more smoothly, that's okay. I'm cool with that.
Yep.
All right.
Nico Tronis said that Budo is hitting Walmart right now.
Sweet. Not mine, but sweet.
Yeah, that's not mine. Freaking our friend Chris went out and was able to get a damn Ghost Viper at Walmart.
Really?
Yeah.
Wow.
He's down in Florida's pretty good about getting stuff. I know.
Georgia is not. I think right now I could go to my local Walmart and I think there's a peg full of firemen, and that's it.
That's all I can say is that's awesome because every Walmart over here, Pacific Northwest, there's no G.I.JOE pegs. So
right.
Yeah.
I have and I still make my Walmart and Target rounds because I just like looking at stuff. And there's one Walmart near me that had a couple of blowtorches and
Oh,
like that.
really?
That's it. There's no other Joe anything anywhere, and it hasn't been for
Wow.
months. Now it's
Yeah.
possible that it shows up, it hits the shelf, and then one dude comes in and buys all of it before.
I think there's a lot
I
of
think
that
there's a
going
lot
on.
of that going on, but yeah, if you're just like a casual collector, like I know in the Denver metro area, you're hosed. Wow, you found
Oh, Nico found
yeah.
Battle Armor Cobra Commander at Target.
Do I have him?
Wow, I haven't seen a figure in my Target for over a year.
I don't think I've got it. Actually, Hasbro canceled mine. Now that I think about it, and it wasn't even like your card was declined. It wasn't like any. It was just like your order's been canceled.
Gee.
It was just an email, and there was no like, hey, update your address or oops, or there was nothing. It was just like your order's canceled, and I went to Pulse and they were in stock, so I ordered another one.
Yeah.
And that was
I did my crystal ball. I had 2 crystal balls ordered from Walmart. They waited till the day of to cancel it, and then on a whim, I stopped by the local Walmart and they had 6 of them.
Wow.
So yeah. Oh, I did want to mention this real quick. I saw this on another group, but this is actually too cool not to mention. So speaking of crystal ball,
That is kind of dope.
they sell these they have these at Dollar Tree. So if you're looking for something to a place for your crystal ball to sleep, or a place to keep all the random stuff that comes with crystal ball, and it's gonna come with the Ghost Viper, $125 can't be beat.
So I don't know if any of you guys ever watched BTV, but there's a guy called Svengoolie on there.
Svengoolie, yep.
When I was a kid, I was in Northern Illinois, and like that's where his show was. And Sunday mornings, my dad would always watch, and I'd be pissed because I'd have to go to church and miss it. Every once in a while, I could pull off being not feeling well and like staying home with my dad to watch Svengoolie. But yeah, he's still. But that's what that reminds me of. That goofy like forcing coffin that he comes out of or used to. Anywho, I love that, Michael. Thank you for sharing that.
Yeah.
Yep.
All right.
Yeah, and it's not my find. Somebody had posted it in another group, but it's nice. They have 2 types. They have a clear, and then they have this other that's kind of like a translucent green.
Mm-hmm.
Definitely go for the translucent green. The clear one it does have this stupid skeleton molded into it. But
yeah, I don't mind.
Nice motif. I like it.
Yep.
Yeah,
it works. I tell you, that crystal ball figure is incredible, though. That is one of the best figures.
Yeah, I'm just rocking it like this with the demon Cthulhu whatever head.
Well, you guys are openers. I haven't opened any. Well, I haven't opened any of the latest stuff.
Okay.
I'm very choosy about what I
do. Yeah.
Very. Yeah, I always open my stuff.
In the beginning, I was opening stuff because I was making the guns and stuff and needed to make sure they fit in their hand and look right, and I'd take my little pictures, but I'd put them back in the box.
Mm-hmm.
And I tried to drift away from that, but it's too expensive now. I can't buy 2 of anything anymore.
So real quick, Nico asked, what's the plastic like on the coffin? It's thick. It's not, I mean, I'm sitting here squeezing it, and it's got a little bit of give, and it's kind of a translucent, swirly, greenish, purplish pattern.
It still looks vacuum formed though, right?
But it's vacuum formed, and it has some release holes in it. But they're intended as like candy containers.
Yeah.
But it works perfect for a 6-inch figure.
That's great. I'll be on the lookout for those.
Yep, they have them. If you go, and this was, I thought I mentioned it. This is a Dollar Tree.
Yeah, Dollar Tree.
And you go into their Halloween section, and they basically have flat boxes with just these things lined up by the dozen. But yeah, it's solid plastic. Yeah, I'm sitting here giving it a squeeze, and it's not going to break.
All right, quit squeezing your box. Let's get into this.
All right, let's do it.
Let's do it. So what are the parts that we want to have go on the stand?
Okay, so the box, which sits at the bottom, would hold this skirt piece.
Okay. Flip it this way for me so I can just see down the middle. There you go.
Now, my thought is it's got a snap on the back.
Oh, okay.
So probably the box should be designed to hold it kind of like that in an open position, rather than trying to fit it around with the closed position.
Okay. So hold it up one more time. Back to there you go. So it's uneven on the bottom.
Yes.
So it's not like it's I guess that's just cloth that's molded in that red.
Yeah, it's kind of a cloth. I think what we do is we just make the box lower than that, so that the box is flat on the ground.
But it needs my thing is just, it needs to be stable.
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
So maybe just a little bit of a lip on the front and back.
Mm-hmm.
Or I guess just the front, because the back has that gap.
If we open it up like this to kind of get a square, this mold, there is a lip of the mold too. So where my finger is,
yeah.
If you've made a box and then sat the box on top and sat this on top of the box, it's not going to fall.
And I'm not too apt to have it open up too much, because as you open it, it gets wider, and then it may not look right with the other armor on top.
Right.
If the armor comes down and then all of a sudden it's a much wider skirt, they may look weird.
Well, but then that goes to the traditional way in which they display it, in that it is the leg pieces of the armor don't look proportional to a human. Let me see.
So, but I mean, when we had talked about it before we really got into it, in my mind's eye, it was going to be standing.
No, they do it in a. They have it to look like it's a sitting position. Mm-hmm. Have you ever watched old samurai movies? And you always have the general that's sitting up, usually on the top of the hill, and he's commanding, but he's commanding from a sitting position, and all his men are around him. Mm-hmm. That's kind of what they aim for.
Okay.
Here we go. So let me share real quick again. Here we're at. Okay, there we go. So as you can see, the flat armor.
Oh wow!
It's almost flat.
Mm-hmm.
And then the torso sits on top of it. And then they actually they place the shin guards kind of in front. It's probably hard for me to show here.
Yeah, I need to see the shin guards.
Okay. But then the shin guards kind of sit about like that.
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay. I wonder if that's a stability thing.
It's probably a stability thing, but also this looks like a skirt the way they made it, but it's not really a skirt. These are very flat panels.
Uh-huh.
In the real armor, it's actually lacquered paper, but they don't have any fold or give to them.
Okay. Lacquered paper.
Yeah, it's some kind of technique where they would take like paper and then lacquer it, and then paper and then lacquer it and paper.
Yeah, no, it's essentially it's like Kevlar. Like that's very strong. It's very very strong. And certainly enough to stop a sword.
Yeah.
Interesting. I mean, I even because I'm me, like I've watched videos about how to make your own armor plates out of just fiberglass.
Oh, okay.
Just like you would make a fiberglass canoe or something. Like you can layer that stuff, and you can stop bullets with it. Like,
Interesting.
Wow.
So similar thing.
Yeah.
Very similar.
Yeah, it's just the the layered structure, like you said, exactly like Kevlar. Kevlar is just lots and lots of very thin cloth layered together.
Yeah. All right. So
Okay.
we've got our torso piece. If
Yep.
you wouldn't mind to kind of hold that up there.
You have the
And then
helmet
the
piece.
helmet piece. And I think there's, I don't know what it's called. He's got two sort of neck pieces. One is like
Yeah.
a scarf, and the other one's
Yeah, it's a little piece of armor that hangs on.
okay. So there's three then.
Hangs on to the neck. And then there's that.
But I'm talking about it's. I don't want to call it straw because I know it's not.
Oh no, it is straw.
Oh, it is straw.
Yep.
Okay, so then we've got the straw piece. I think that should be part of it as well.
Yeah, the straw was a technique that they used for waterproofing. So
Like
basically, it was like
roof.
a thatch-proof house that they just wore around. So yeah, that literally is straw.
Okay.
And then you're right.
Your knowledge of this is impressive, by the way. I said your knowledge of this is impressive, by the way.
Yeah, it was kind of one of those samurai and samurai history was kind of one of those things that I hit on, like college age. It was like, ooh, this would be something fun to study. Let me read a couple books on it and watch a couple movies.
Excellent. All right. So I think the figure can just wear that. I don't think that needs to be.
That's what. Yeah, I would not add this to the armor. I would add this piece to the armor.
Right. But I'm all that and the straw. I think the straw
could go on the armor as well. I think that would look good for the display.
Yeah.
But then
I'm thinking more just like the stuff needs to go somewhere.
Yeah. Yep. And so I don't think we even have to account for this with what we're doing because it is fully contained on the armor.
Great.
So as long as we're doing the armor, there's nothing special we need to do for this.
Okay.
And then there's the arm pieces. I think the arm pieces are kind of the most challenging part because they don't really have a place to go. Like even when you see that wooden frame, I don't think that wooden frame accounts for the arm pieces. I think from what I've seen from videos, they have this weird cloth thing that wraps around.
You had one, and sort of say the pictures you showed, it looked like they were just kind of like arms crossed.
Yeah.
Yeah. So we can create two little pieces that just kind of arm goes in, and then it's got like a plug that goes in.
Yeah, I think we could do that. And there's plenty of room here at the shoulders that we can slip something out.
Yeah, if need be.
Just kind of have a piece like that. Yeah, I think that would work.
Okay.
I can see the wheels turning.
I'm gonna grab a piece of paper so I can doodle.
Okay. Doodling is good. So how have you been, Artwann? Long time no talk.
Yeah, just work. Weekends are a little busy. And I'm usually still available on Sundays, but the nature of my work.
Maybe I can do this in paint. Actually.
Yeah. Are you doing any coaching this season?
I will be coaching, so that's coming up. Right now, it's college rush season for I have juniors and seniors, so
Oh, okay. Very cool.
Yeah. Campus stuff, going to different campuses. The all the nice paperwork and forms need to be done, things like that. All right, here we go.
All right. So we were talking about this too before we went on air. We're actually going to do this as a two-part. type of build. So we're gonna build the basic frame today, but then we want, since it's a wooden frame, the follow up is going to be to take what we designed today and put it in ZBrush and do a, try apply wood grain to it and apply some features to it.
Okay.
Yeah, so today will just be the basic frame.
Oh, you son of a bee. All right, so the key measurements we'll need are like the distance from like the top of the shoulder to the top of the head.
Okay.
Oh.
Oh, Mike's got his mic. What is it? The micrometer is out.
Yep. And then I don't know for
for
anybody that's not familiar with a micrometer, that's why this part section exists. You can do a measurement sticking into something, and that's what I'm going to use here.
Oh, sweet.
Yeah.
So like in this case, I can just stick my micrometer here where it's resting.
Oh, wow.
It's resting on the shoulder, and then I'll be able to position the helmet, do the measurement to where the helmet lays.
Just touches, yep.
Getting all Home Depot Halloween display here.
So what's our measurement?
Let me bring it down.
Right there.
Well, there's the neck thing and the straw,
So,
and maybe for the sake of where the helmet sits, you need to get those on there.
Yeah, so I don't think the straw actually interferes at all.
Cool.
Okay.
And then the neck thing, I think, yeah, it doesn't take it. The neck thing doesn't take up any space either.
Cool.
So my measurement is 24.31. So just make it 25 to make it easy.
I'll go 24.5.
It'll be fine if it just raises up a little bit.
Okay.
And that will be to where it touches the top of the helmet, because we'll probably want to add a piece that fills in the helmet.
Yeah. So it's not wobbling like on a pin.
Yep. Yeah. So that 25 will be the top of the shoulder. Yep, perfect.
Okay, and then we need from probably top of the shoulder to top of the box.
Okay. So if we got that on the top.
Paint sucks, man. / using a mouse. Ugh. I have a damn
Drawing pad?
Yeah, like a pad where I can use a stylus and but I don't use it enough that it's not right here. Where the crap is that thing, actually? That'd be perfect. That's gonna drive me crazy.
Yeah, it's going to be about 40 millimeters.
Okay. That's brutal.
That's not bad. It's legible.
Yeah, and then from top of the box, bottom of the box.
Yep. So top of the box. I think we'll want to put like a little lip around the top of the box so that it doesn't fall off. But
so that what doesn't?
I'm calling the top of the box the top of the armor.
Okay.
Yeah.
And
I wish I knew
to hold that off of the ground, Call that 55 millimeters.
Okay, and you're going from. Hold on, just for my own peace of mind, you're measuring from what to what?
So I'm measuring from the very top of the armor to just below the
lowest
little
point.
armor pieces, the little cloth stuff, so that it doesn't rest on the ground.
Yep. Perfect.
Now we might even want to make it bigger than that. Maybe like 57.5.
Mm-hmm.
Because it doesn't need to sit on the ground.
Right.
We want to give it plenty.
I think that's the point, right? Is to protect it from everything.
Yes, to keep it up off the ground. And then what we'll want to do is, instead of just creating a square box, at the top of the box, we'll want to bring in a lip so that this sits on top of it and it grabs, this kind of area here.
Okay, so measure from the top of the armor to the lip.
Yep. So from the top of the armor to the bottom of the lip is about 11. So we'll make a box, and then around the box coming down 11, we'll bring that in, and that should hang on to it pretty well.
Okay. And we'll need a side to side on the box.
So the side to side on the box will be interesting. Depends on how much we want to flay it out.
I don't want to do that too much. Maybe like 10, 15 mil tops.
Okay. So let me just close it and get that measurement.
Okay.
And we'll start from there.
Use the other side of your thing. Nope.
It'll be on the inside, yeah.
Okay.
Yep, you got it.
So if it's closed, 30 by 30 should do.
Okay. So let's do probably like a 25 by 40.
Yeah, so you're talking 40 wide?
Yeah.
40 wide, yeah.
That should work. Yeah, and since I have the armor out, I can do test prints.
Okay.
This week and see if there's any tweaking that we need to do.
And then
all right.
For the inside, for the part that the armor's gonna rest on, like the shoulders.
Mm-hmm.
Just tell me how wide the neck hole is, and we need to go 4 or 5 mil on each side wider than that.
Yep. So the neck hole is about 11.
Okay.
Call it 11.5. So and that's probably how wide we should make whatever the helmet's going to sit on.
Yeah. So we're going to go 22. We'll call that a starting point. And that gives it plenty of area to rest on without slipping. And then I think we'll call that 10 so that it's not too tight a fit. It may have to be less than that even, because it's got to fit inside the helmet, but certainly 10 is the max.
Yeah.
All right. And then the arm pieces, we'll kind of have to figure that out.
Yeah, the arm pieces are going to kind of be the complicated part.
And then the shin pieces just sit in front, right?
Yeah, and it turns out the shin pieces, I'm playing around with it now. The shin pieces have a cut for fitting on the legs. So it looks like we don't even have to do anything, because the way that it works, it kind of slides into the existing slot of the armor. See, those are held in place right now.
Holy cow.
So that's actually exactly what we kind of want it to do. So
yeah, Okay.
In theory, I don't think we even need to do anything for the shin guards. The
That
armor
makes
holds
that
them in
easy.
place.
Okay, so then the arms are the only other thing. If you don't mind, bring up the torso piece again.
Sure.
And so from the side view, is it all the way open or is it closed?
So the way the side view works is you have these two snaps.
Okay, so it's open. So how far from what would be the top of the box to the bottom of the armhole? What's that measurement?
That was the
No,
yeah, we already got that one. That was the
no, the bottom of the armhole.
Oh, the bottom of the armhole. Okay,
Yeah.
let me get that for you. Bottom of the armhole is about 15
from
the top, from the where the top of the box would be.
Okay,
because the armhole is
15?
huge.
Yeah, it's big. So 15. So I think we'll call it 20.
Okay.
And that's where we'll have that kind of arm protrusion.
Morning, Tanner. How are you?
Do that backwards.
Morning.
Okay. Cool. All right. Let's jump into Fusion. And for some reason this thing's not cooperating. Of course. All right. So this is kind of our rough measurements. Not even that rough, actually, but
yeah, they're pretty good. They're pretty good measurements.
This is what we'll base this on. Let me get Fusion up. So I'm gonna have to. So this will work. I'll have to share window.
Okay.
Yeah. Which means I have no. I'll no longer have control over.
The stream.
The stream. Yeah. Thank you.
Yeah. I'm not sure if we have control either at this point. We have no control.
Yeah, it's all an illusion.
Okay. Does this look appropriate? Is this cool?
Yeah, just open a window. Let's make sure we can see. Do a right click. Make sure we can see rather than just a floating mouse.
You see it?
Nope.
No?
We see a floating mouse.
Yeah, we see the mouse, but we don't. The problem that we run into, I think you have to do a share screen instead of a share window.
Is that
or else we
I
don't.
know there's a trick to it, and we've always screwed it up.
Yep.
Yeah, screen. All right. Now we should be able to see it. Yeah.
There we go.
Yeah, we see it.
Okay.
Yep.
You know what I need is the paint thing. So I'm gonna bring this in, and I won't be able to. It's not like an orthographic thing where I can trace it. It's just measurements that are random.
Right.
Yeah, I just have to say I'm incredibly impressed with this figure. They really knocked it out the park. I think this is definitely a case where they told the designer, make the best samurai figure you can, and then we'll call it G.I. Joe.
We'll call it.
Yeah, kind of like that. I don't know if you ever saw the back in the 3 3/4, right at the end when they did the samurai figure.
You said 3 3. You mean the 4-inch?
Yes, it was a 4-inch.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We had that talk. We talked about it at Joe Lanta. We went to dinner.
We did, yeah.
And Corey and Eric Arana were with us, who were both working there at the time.
At the time,
they told us about it. They said, and I'm flaking on the name of the guy who did the design for that, but they were saying Hasbro basically had given up on G.I. Joe
Yep.
So the designers found themselves kind of free to do whatever they wanted, and that guy wanted a
He
really
wanted
nice
to do a samurai.
Yeah. All right. Let's get into this here. So I'll start with the box at the bottom, and we know we want it to be 40 wide by 57.5. Huh. Not the shape I was expecting. Okay. And then I'm just going to do an extrude, and we'll go, I think we said like 22.
For which one? Yes. I think we said, was it 20 by 40?
Yeah. Oh, you son of a bee. Symmetric. Okay. And that is going to be, I only did top. All right. So 40 plus 24.5. 64.5. And trying to decide how wide we want it. More than 5.
Which width are you talking about?
The main post.
Oh, the main post.
I think
Yeah.
we're gonna do 9. 9 gives us plenty of clearance to get through.
Yeah.
Okay.
And okay. And shoulders. Actually, what I'll do, where are we measuring it from? We're measuring it from top of the box, top of the shoulders. Hmm. 22 across. Let's keep the same 9.
As far as thickness,
Yeah.
okay, I get what you're saying. Yeah.
Why is that wider? Huh. So what's 40 minus 4 is 36.
36.
That goofy disc at the top.
Yeah, I think let's see, the top, we don't want to go bigger than a diameter of 12.5 because that's the diameter of this little armor piece.
Yeah, I'm gonna do 12. It needs to go through the hole, but then
Yeah, it's got to go through the hole, and then it also has to fit inside the top
I'm
part.
gonna bring it down to 11, which will get us through the hole because it's got to fit over his head. I think that's how it's designed. Maybe it's not. Maybe you're. Yeah. Well, no. The armor. Are you supposed to pop his head off to get that on?
That's a good question. Let me see. Yes, you do have to pop the. You could squeeze it on, but it's easier to pop the head off.
Damn it. There we go.
You definitely have to pop the head off to get the little neck armor on.
Okay. So, and there's no break in that?
In the neck armor? No.
Yeah. So the neck armor needs to be able to fit over this thing.
Correct.
Okay. What are we missing? Oh, lip.
Let's see. Yeah, the armor should sit on that. The leg armor should fit around that. The lip around the top of the box.
Yep. Is that right? 11?
Yeah, 11. Mm-hmm.
So, yeah, it's a lip, so it's got to stick out.
I'd take that in about 2.5 mils. Or 2.5 millimeters.
So I left it flush on the back. I think that's okay. All those corners.
Yes, that should be fine.
But that another thing, I don't know that we measured her or that we're accounting for, but this is straight down the middle, and that we may need to make some adjustments there to make it look more natural.
Yeah.
But I think we're gonna have to test print before we can.
Yeah, I think straight down the middle will be fine.
Okay.
I think the leg armor and the top piece are pretty symmetrical around.
Okay.
But you're right. I think in that case, a test print's gonna really be the only way to know.
All right. So guesstimate for us, Mike, a measurement from middle to outside of the armor, and that's the length of the peg that's going to have to come out to hook the arm.
The arm pieces. Okay.
Yeah.
So you're talking about the length of the wood to get to where we would connect to the arm piece?
Yeah, and like you're going to have to guesstimate kind of from center out
about
through the armhole. Yeah, from center out through the armholes.
Yep.
So
I think about 18 millimeters.
18. So that should be kind of, if you look at it, it's got those really nice shoulder pieces. So kind of
Yep.
center of those that
Yep,
shoulder.
that's exactly
gap.
where I went. It's kind of centered to where. Here, let me show you where.
I'm not switching over.
Okay. Yeah, about 18 to 18.5.
Okay. We'll do 18 for now. And then we'll have to create a piece that kind of comes down and around.
Yeah.
So we're going to come over here.
Okay, so I got a designing question for you guys.
Sure.
Do you prefer to do it this way with measurements, or would scanning the gear and then building it within the scan, would that have been a way to go, or a preferred
That
way
would
to go?
definitely be a great way to go.
Yep.
100%.
Okay.
Yeah, I think you're right. That would be the most accurate way to do it. But then again, there's that whole extra level of scanning, which in the case of something like this, where it doesn't have to be an exact fit, it's faster just to do it this way. Now, like if we were trying to, like in the case of some of the secondaries that that Mark has been working on, you would want to scan a torso so that you know exactly what it's got to fit to. Right. But in this case, the design of the stand itself is very blocky. So we don't really need to know the exact measurements of what we're connecting to. But yeah, you're absolutely right. I think scanning would be a easier way to do this.
So I think as a starting point, we're going to go with this. So the question is, do I want to do a square? Can I even do a square? Bring this out a little. Just trying to clean this up a little bit. It's a little weird. But what we're going to want is to be able to remove the arm pieces and then slide them in.
Well,
so it's got to be enough to grip.
Because it's a clamshell like this, you could probably just fit that over this. Like, I don't think you have to create those as separate pieces.
Oh, I see what you're saying. Yeah, because of the one side.
Yep.
Oh, that's interesting.
Yeah, because it's got two clamps on it, so that would just come down over it. Those would come out the hole, and then you slide the arm pieces on top of it.
All right.
We just need a little feature, like a hook feature at the end of that, so that the inside pieces can hold.
Okay.
Hi, David. Welcome.
Morning. I remember. It's only morning for me. All right, and I keep just saying morning.
Oh, you son of a bee. Split body. Can I not split with that? What a bunch of poop. All right.
Huh.
I'm trying to keep it on that plane, you know?
Yeah.
Yeah.
You son of... Okay. Do it this way. -2.
Okay. While Mark's over there thinking
Yep.
and wiggling around over
Yeah.
there,
Brain's melting down.
brains melt. I was going to ask another question to melt your brain. Have you? So you have gotten into doing organic sculpting, for, let's say, figures and animals and things like that. Have you done or given any thought to the actual engineering of a figure?
Oh yeah.
Okay, so let's talk
I've got
about.
I've got some 6-inch bucks mostly done.
Yeah.
Like it's my thing, like that's what I eventually want to do, is figures.
Hmm.
But I don't have anything in my portfolio yet that shows that I can do an articulated action figure. And
Hmm.
so it's very much high on my priority of things to do, and I just haven't had the time to nail it down, to finish it.
Okay. Okay. Um, what would be your? I guess I'm going to ask. What would be your ideal torso articulation?
Um, since I've just got now, you're gonna make me stop sharing.
Not
Can we?
what Classified uses.
No, I wouldn't say that at all. Like I have, so I've got one of the Valkyries here.
Okay.
And I think that's great, but it's got it doesn't have the ab crunch. It's got the rocker mid
The
torso,
rocker,
Yeah.
yes.
and I like the butterfly joints, and then the Action Force stuff has that as well.
Yep.
Mhm.
Yeah, the rocker for the torso is great.
Yeah,
The brutal chest cut is terrible.
yeah,
That
but yeah,
is,
I like the pinless stuff is great. We can't 3D print that and have it work.
Right.
But pinless is pretty awesome. I love the butterfly joints, like just being able to bring the arms, greater than
Yeah.
90 in, like that's huge. So you can do a pistol. Like if you've got the butterfly joints and they because the what's her name, the Valkyrie, she can go straight in, but she can't bring her hands
Mhm.
together. And sometimes like what's on the sculpt will kind of dictate that. But here's this is the Action Force driver. Like he can bring his hands all the way in together.
oh, nice.
That's really nice.
So what changed? Actually,
It's
Budo
how much are you willing to cut out of the main torso
Cut
part
out the chest. Yep.
to allow the arm to come across. That's
so
what makes the difference.
I've taken the armor off of Budo,
Yeah.
and he can actually get his arms that close together because it looks
Okay.
like Hasbro has done a different type of butterfly cut on these figures too, which is completely hidden by the secondary armor, which is great. But yeah, you could, with this Budo, you could actually have the sword in a straight line between both arms. So he can actually do a double-handed chop and still have, yeah. There it goes.
Oh, that's dope. That is sweet.
So yeah, that they've definitely improved the upper torso on this. I kind of wish they would have done the wobble rather than the doing crunches.
Okay, so he has the crunch.
Yeah.
Is his torso
Okay.
a repaint?
I don't know. I'm not sure what torso this is. It is as basic as you can get. It might actually be Grunt's, but I don't know. I haven't taken the armor off of Grunt. But yeah, it's an incredibly basic torso. There is zero detail on this torso. Everything is made up with the secondary armor.
Okay, but it works.
Yeah.
So I mean, I'm asking. I haven't done a whole lot of creating this year. I've revisited a design of a figure that myself and my buddy have been doing for years.
Okay.
And so we're doing actually we've just finished a Mach 2 of the original build, but there's still an issue with how the top part of the torso connects with the midsection part of the torso, and just kind of wanted some ideas on what people thought was the best part for the ab section of the torso. I know I've heard a lot of people say they don't really like the ab crunch thing.
Yeah. I mean,
so I didn't do that, but just what do you call? I don't know what you call that cut. The rocker cut.
I call it a rocker, but I don't know how accurate that is because I don't know what's going on the inside.
Right, and that's kind of what I'm getting into is I've never pulled a G.I. Joe apart to see how that cut is actually done.
I did.
You did.
Where the fuck would that be? Give me a second. Let me see if I can find
Okay.
Yeah, I mean, to be perfectly honest, do you even need that cut? Because like right now with this Budo figure, he has the cut, but his secondary armor doesn't even allow it to work. So, and it looks great. The secondary armor looks great, and you can get full motion out of it. You can pretty much do whatever you want to do with it. Okay. So I'm like the brutal chest cut. I'm kind of curious who, and I know figures are used a lot for toy photography. Who actually looks at this and says, "Hey, I wouldn't buy this figure if I can't make his chest go, a 45-degree angle."
Mm-hmm.
Now, this is one interesting thing. It's the first time I've seen it on Classified. It's a double ball joint for the neck.
So, okay, that is interesting. I actually did my figure that way, and it's really not what I wanted to do.
Okay.
But like I'm trying not to totally copy like classified figures or stuff that's out there. Like for the sake of research,
right?
I'm doing things a little bit differently, and then if I eventually come to the fact that my way just doesn't work, then I can prove that I tried it a different way, so to speak. So I do have like a double dumbbell for the neck, and it's a tiny little thing, and as far as a 3D print, it works.
Okay.
But I don't like it.
Gotcha.
I'm not seeing it. I'm sorry.
Okay. Fair enough. Let me see. Okay. I'm gonna show just the torso piece that I have. So it doesn't have a butterfly cut because I don't think we want to go there yet.
Okay.
But this is the torso. Right now in two pieces.
Okay.
Okay, it comes together. My basic issue is making that connection between the top part of the torso and the bottom part of the torso.
Okay.
A really stable type thing. See, this actually doesn't work.
Now, are you
The way
intended
it
for
is.
snap or glue?
Glue.
Okay.
So this does kind of like piece together really well,
Mhm.
but I definitely have to glue the seams for it to all stay. And the material that I printed in was at the TH72, and I still wanted it to be somewhat soft. So like if you warm this up, these will kind of melt together,
Okay.
so that you can get all the seams.
Mhm.
So basically, I'd have to, in order to put it together, I've already put a couple together just to send back and forth. But you have to kind of heat it up, and it'll kind of mend together, and you're gluing, and you just clamp it until it's
Okay.
dried, basically.
Yeah.
Is your
Um,
intention to be 3D printed, or is the intention to design in 3D print as a test and then hopefully move it to plastic?
I think right now it's just 3D printing.
Okay.
But I think one of the other guys who I guess designs or freelance designs with some of the companies or whatever.
Hmm.
I think he did a lot of the engineering at first because I didn't know too much about a 6-inch figure.
Okay.
I think he intended for it to be to not be 3D printed, or so to speak. So some of the stuff I had to go back and change.
Okay.
Um, so that's now I'm asking these questions because, like I said, this thing here is supposed to be kind of a rocker joint,
Yeah.
but it doesn't necessarily pop like I want it to.
Okay.
And like I said, I haven't opened up any other figure to get the cheat code.
And like that's what it is, you know. Um, my ball socket joint experience with TH72 is you really can't give it a hell of a lip, meaning
Really? Okay.
like where you gotta pop, because you're asking to break stuff, or it just never fucking goes in. Like it's got like the
Okay.
lips got to be real subtle if you're popping it. With what you've got, if you can take this half, put your ball in there, and then close it off, like you won't be able to take it apart again, but it'll be solid, and you can give it all the lip in the
Okay.
world.
Okay.
Like I
So
did
that might.
that Ravage that I did.
Mhm.
It's got a ball joint, and it's hold on. This goddamn thing. So it's got a ball joint in there, and like it was a lot of tweaking to get it to where it worked and didn't want to come apart. Like
Yeah.
that was brutal, and I don't know why. Like I've done all these heads, and all the heads have that ball joint, but half of it is injection molded, and the other half is 3D print, and that saves me a lot of trouble. But this is the same material on both sides, and it ended up being much finickier than I was prepared for.
Okay. And that's what I've come across. Okay.
Yeah.
That's the understanding that I've gained so far. Okay. So the best way is to basically have, like you said, take the two halves and make it so that the ball goes in and it clamps around it.
Yeah.
Okay. Okay.
And then just your tolerances just have to be right, so that it's not loose or too tight. If it's too tight, like
Gotcha.
your two halves aren't even you're gonna end up with a gap when you try to put the two halves
Mhm.
together. So it's just like dialing in the tolerance, excuse me, and then not that you're gonna be mass producing them, but a consistency where you're printing, since it's resin. Like the temperature in the room's got to be consistent. You got to make sure the resin is always same brand, mixed the same way.
Yeah.
And yeah, and then you print them back to back to back, because if you wait a year, your bulbs are going to be the LEDs or laser, whatever's inside the machine is going to be weaker. The LCD is going to be weaker. and it's gonna wiggle the tolerance on you,
Okay.
and it's gonna be subtle, but it doesn't take much. You know, 1/100 of a millimeter is the difference between loose and tight on these things. So
All right, that's good advice.
yeah, the advice is patience. That's what it kind of boils down to.
Yeah. So yeah, on the creative side, I just I don't know, hadn't really been doing a whole lot, and then I think I took Mike's advice on like, man, you might want to revisit some projects, and so that's kind of what I've been doing,
Nice.
Good, yeah.
and it's helping because this version is better, but we're still not there yet.
Okay.
At the end of the day, and I don't know how much that is necessary.
Yeah,
Mhm.
that's what I was just saying as well. It's I would love to hear from a toy photographer because you know they're the ones that are driving a lot of these subtle changes.
Yeah.
You know, and the amount of detail that's going in, which is great. But I would love to hear from an actual toy photographer to find out how much does that really matter. Like if the brutal chest cut didn't exist and you just had a straight torso, does that really affect the poses that they can get the figures into?
Yeah, I'll tell you what, and this goes to the chest cut versus the rocker argument.
Mhm.
I think that articulation is actually pretty cool.
That is good.
Like
Is
like
that
you know,
the
doing
the Vanguard driver?
Yeah,
Okay.
Okay.
where'd little girl go? Yeah, that side to side mid torso articulation I think is more important, and she can't even do it. Like that's all hip. She's only got about she's got almost no play with that mid torso rocker.
Okay. Nico is saying yes, it 100% matters. So
Okay.
so Nico, what is your opinion on say the chest cut that Classified typically uses versus the rocker? Welcome, Ben. Glad to have you here.
I'm looking for a chest cut figure within reach. I don't think I have any. I'm not getting up again. And then we put these secondaries on, and they lose all that articulation anyway.
Most
Yes.
of it,
Yeah,
anyway.
that's what I was just looking at this Budo. I mean, once you get his gear on, you can't move him anyway.
Yeah. I'm looking at the retro Scarlet. I wonder how much her torso can wiggle.
Well, like my biggest qualms with like how we're designing this figure, I'm like, dude, for my money, G.I.JOE has probably the best leg movement in the game as far as like from hip all the way down.
Mm-hmm.
And my other two guys kind of shied away from that because they're like, well, we don't want to get stuck with like a you can't do that in your figure type thing, even though but it's like the standard.
Yeah, no,
at this
it's a no. They don't have like a patent on action figure articulation. They stole all of that from other people anyway.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yep. Exactly. It's the same. It's the same as the O-ring. You know, Hasbro didn't create the O-ring. There's no patentability of the joints. You know, so there's a lot of you know, best fit practices. I think it's the best way. Now somebody might come up with something new, but then I think everybody just kind of moves along and takes that as well.
Okay.
Yeah. So Nico said,
just like the pinless joints.
Yeah.
You know, and that's only enabled by the factory anyway.
Right. Yep. So Nico says, so over the ab crunch rocker, the double ball joint provides so much more movement.
Okay. So are we calling the rocker the double ball joint? I just want to make sure I know.
Yeah, he's
what
calling the
saying.
rocker the ab crunch. The brutal chest cut that's normally on classified. Then he's distinguishing that there's the double ball joint. I'm trying to think. I guess there's one between the hip and the lower waist, and then another one between the
Yeah, and like
waist piece and the
again,
upper.
yeah, it's a ball joint here and a ball joint there.
Yeah.
It's double. But then if the figure isn't sculpted in such a way that allows it,
Yeah.
it serves no purpose.
Yep.
Okay. I just wanted to make sure.
Yeah, okay. So I can twist her. She's got some like cool twisting that can happen up there. That's kind of cool. Yeah. I can force her hands. Oh no, she came together now. I was saying before, like I couldn't get her hands to touch. I guess that more a function of the elbows.
Now, does she have the butterfly?
Yeah, that's the thing I'm talking about. Oh, okay. So if her arms are up a little bit, she can do it. But down here, that's the issue I was having.
We figured out there's an anatomy thing going on.
Yeah.
Yeah, I definitely wanted to sort of pose that because I have to do some redesigns. Once actually I just mailed off a version of the figure back to Detroit to my I call him my buddy, but we're more like brothers. Like when you go through so much stuff with each other, you become family. So yeah, I'm waiting for him to get it so he can understand the issues that I was having putting it together, and then we'll go into the redraw.
Cool. I mean that's the first time I've seen what you've got there, and I'm looking forward to seeing the rest of it.
Yeah.
I've showed. It's just been a while. It's been a long while, but this is kind of like rehashing it, like opening it back up, rehashing it, redesigning some of the engineering because the first version of it I just really didn't like as far as engineering was concerned.
Okay.
And so that's why I never really showed it off because I'm like, no, we got to go back to the drawing board.
Yeah, that sucks. I really hate starting over, and unfortunately, and a lot of people that don't do the design part don't get this, but like a lot, you design yourself into a corner, and like you can't just back up or just make a change. Sometimes you like it's too much math for the software,
especially in Fusion. Holy cow!
Yeah. Like on occasion you can, and it's it's a lot of it is about very deliberate workflow to enable it. But once you start, like once you're kind of like mixing organic and hard surface together, it gets real complicated real fast, and it is really hard to make changes once you've reached a certain point.
Oh man, like I said, the guy that we kind of went to do the engineering at first, I don't know if he more so had like production in mind or something like that, but just the way that he kind of did it, I'm like, this doesn't work. Just trying to build the prototype, it doesn't work.
Yeah, he might have been building in certain tolerances for production plastic because there's always going to be, what do they say, 10%? Is it 10% shrink? 4% shrink. So that might have been dialed in, and then when you 3D print and everything is closer to exact.
And we had this conversation at Joanna at that dinner, and someone at the table had gone to the factory in China and found out that it's not 4%, it's 2% shrink on the plastic and 2% shrink on the mold.
Oh,
the tool.
Okay.
Yeah. So with a certain type of tooling, with a certain type of mold, steel's different from aluminum, is different from, so that was an interesting little nugget of info
Right. So those are all things you got to take into account. Wow.
Man, Artwann, I so wish you had been there for that dinner. Like,
uh,
like
It was
it was
good.
so fucking. It was so much cool, sort of insider stuff that most people probably wouldn't care about at all, but it was super interesting.
yeah. Yeah. Those details are the details that I have nightmares about, basically.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So yeah. So yeah, as far as my production on just being creative this year, it's been really slow. And then like I said, I kind of rehashed this thing, and
Nice.
that's about it. So like that's kind of all I'm going to focus on for creativity wise. When people ask me, "So what are you doing?"
I don't
This.
know, like you've had these gaps because I guess because of the coaching and everything,
Hmm.
where we won't really see anything from you, but then when we see something again, it's like whoa,
Yeah.
like you clearly like leveled up multiple times
Hmm.
in between like showing stuff. So like I'm excited to see the next thing and where you're actually at, like you
Yeah.
like your blender skills like low key just
Well, I mean, I was always good at drawing and designing. It was just trying to get comfortable with a suite, a
yeah.
software suite. Yeah, and having the time to do that too.
Yeah. Yep.
All right, let's get this back on track real quick
Okay.
because I think we're kind of
Whoa.
but
I
this is
think we're kind of done. I think the only thing we need to look at, before we can test print and do some tweaking. Okay, so you've already got kind of a hook feature. Yeah.
yeah.
Yep. Yeah, I saw him. I that's why I didn't want to ask anything until I saw him get right there.
Yep. Yeah. So I think at that point we've got something that is testable,
Hmm.
and I can do a test print on that and see how it turns out.
Okay. um do we need any kind of feet or any like a stabilizing thing at the bottom?
Uh, the for They have different levels that I've seen from looking at pictures. Some are really fancy that have feet and they have all kinds of ornate, and then others are just literally a big black box.
Yeah.
And honestly, I'm not sure if the box is empty to where it's used to store specific
It looks
things,
like
or
it's
if it's
used to
just
store stuff. Some of the pictures we were looking at, you could clearly see like latches and stuff.
yeah,
So it looks like the top would open up and they could store stuff inside.
yep,
I'm not worried about that.
yeah. Yeah, I think it's worth. Yep, I think that kind of looks done.
Yeah, it'll
And
come down
then
to whether or not this works, because that may
that,
just be too damn short. Like I don't know
Yeah.
how that's gonna play out.
yep,
Um, but everything else should be okay. May need to be smaller. Maybe the helmet doesn't rest on it
right.
but because we're able to kind of slide the armor over the top, like this shouldn't be an issue. Uh, Hopefully, if the lip doesn't like to grab here, that could be an issue.
Yep.
But otherwise, I think we're in a good spot for test.
Yeah, I think we're in a good spot.
Okay.
I'll do a test print of it. If you export the STLs and send it over to me, I can get a test print done today.
Okay. Sounds like a plan.
Okay, so Ben sent a note. He said the magnet trick on the covert bunker worked. Very cool. So at Joe Lanta, Ben had his version of the bunker and was looking for a way to piece it together. And, we just threw out their magnets,
Yeah.
which that's almost a perfect piece for doing magnet work on.
Yeah. And it's amazing how easy magnets are to get to.
Yeah.
Like in all kinds of different sizes. at strengths, and yeah, they're pretty damn magical for some of
Yeah.
what we're doing.
Sweet.
The
Yeah.
the trick is you do one, and then you put a magnet against it, and then use that to make sure it lines up, and you've got the right pull.
Mhm.
Yes.
Yeah, you make that mistake once.
Oh yeah. Yeah, I've made that mistake all the time. What I do is I'll put a magnet in place, then I'll put the other magnet on it, and then I'll take a permanent marker and mark that side of the battery.
Yeah.
So that I know that's the side that gets inserted into the mating piece. And then I usually drop it and it flips around and the rubbing comes off, and then I have to do it again.
Yeah.
I've
If I
glued
have
so
my
many
fingers look like
magnets
this.
together trying to, piece things together and then glue it in place. Yeah, it's a mess.
Indeed.
Have either of you gotten your Ostrikers yet?
Man,
I did not order one.
You didn't
mine
order
will be with you tomorrow.
that? Okay, mine got shipped a while ago, and like other stuff they shipped after arrived.
Yeah, I was supposed to get it yesterday. Mine will be here tomorrow.
So I ordered, because I'm a dumbass. I ordered a retro flint, with the unrealistic hope of getting one of the three goddamn alternate. Well, what I told myself was that I wanted a retro flint to open anyway.
Yeah.
So now I've got one I can open.
Yep. Retro Flint is a very good figure. There's no doubt about it. The artwork is where they messed up with that.
Yeah.
And to be
The
honest,
82 thing, man, like there's just no rhyme or reason to it. It's not a number that makes sense.
Yep. Yeah, if they're going to do something like that, they should know at least what year that figure came out.
Right? Like,
I was thinking the same thing. I actually was thinking about that this morning. Like, why did they choose that number?
Yeah. They seem obsessed with linking that to G.I. Joe. And yes, it was the first year that a Real American Hero came out, but it doesn't line up with the figures that they try to associate it with. I've seen a lot of Roadblock 82. It's like, no, Roadblock would have been 84. It's like, know your own history, people.
Well,
yeah,
man.
go back to school. Know your history. All right. I think that's kind of it. We're there.
Okay.
So, I'll send you this file, Mike.
Excellent.
Do test print. It's unlikely that it's going to just be perfect.
Nope.
Because nothing is.
Yep. Especially when we're, we've got a whole bunch of floating pieces around here, but I'll tweak it and I'll send you either some updates on the dimensions, or I'll just change the file as it is. If you send me that,
I'll send you the step. Oh, what
send
did
me the
say?
step or the
F3,
send me the actual file.
Yeah, I'll send you the file.
Excellent.
Yeah, tweak it, do what you got to do, and then next week we'll do some like wood grain and stuff on it in.
Yep. Sounds good.
Cool. That's it. So yeah, feel free to, like, when you do the test print, like, feel free to put some pictures up. Excuse me, in the group. That'll be fun.
Yep, we'll do.
So yeah, that's it. I'm glad you made it, Artwann.
Yeah, I remember I told you what I'm preparing for next weekend. Yeah. I was like, you were sending messages, and I was straightening up so I could at least have somewhere that looked presentable.
Yeah.
Because back there, that's the toy storage. And I had all that opened and out, and
oh wow,
I gotta get this together so that I can go online.
Yeah. And you want to give a shout out to where you're going to be?
Oh, this is just a local toy show here in the area. It's actually like a Halloween con type thing, but we still do tables and things there. And the missus decided she wanted to sell some stuff this year, so we were pulling out toys everywhere, and I got things kind of organized now to where it's not a complete mess here. But I was doing that early this morning so that I could get on with you guys, and I was just running late.
Yeah. No, I'm just glad, I'm just glad you
Yeah,
made it.
glad you can make it.
Yeah. Cool, cool, cool. All right, guys.
Right.
Thanks again, and we'll catch you guys next week. Yo, Joe.
Yo, Joe.
Yo, Joe.